If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Hey, hey, hey,
Yo, what's up? This your boy, Mr. Black Magic, and we're coming at you with another week's installment of Get Your Knowledge On. This week's topic is basically terrorism and also, profiling. And do we think that it's right, especially coming from an African American point of view, saying that we were racially profiled, which is not really the discussion of which or the context of which I'm trying to talk about profiling. And it was my topic. um, right now we are in serious, dangerous times. Um, I had a conversation with a friend of mine today or yesterday, and I find it interesting. I said to him, I was like, we're at a very big tipping point within this country, being that we as America, or the foundation of America for which the country stands for, is about openness, about, come all ye, bring all your downtrodden and, all these other things here, come to our country and make something of yourself in the most freest, for now, freest country the world has ever seen. In that we have certain laws and protections that are for our citizens and not for foreigners. In terms of this issue where we have, I'm not going to say Islam is a bad religion. I'm not saying that. It's like I wouldn't say Christianity is a bad religion or anything. But we do have supremacists out there that at the end of the day, they are using religion as a cover to basically come and not only kill Americans, but they're basically trying to destroy Western civilization. My issue is that we are getting so wrapped up in being politically correct that we are not taking a look at certain individuals for fear that we might be seen as being hypocritical or whatever you might say. Now, when I say, again, I'm not talking about racial profiling. I'm talking about profiling, period. It should not be totally discarded as a tool in weeding out some of these people. For instance, the gentleman that was from Nigeria for the Christmas attack where he was sitting there putting bombs in his balls. I'm not blowing up my balls. I don't know what ideology would sit there and have you believe that for 40 versions up in heaven, that you must sacrifice yourself and blow up planes of innocent people. My thing is this. Had we used not only the situation of, like, say, okay, this gentleman is going up to a thing, going up to an airline register, paying for a flight in cash. He's flying from Nigeria to America with no checked baggage and no baggage to bring on on the overhead compartment. I'm sorry, I travel for business, and even on business for one day, I at least bring something that can go in the overnight compartment. That's a sign that it should have been like a wake-up call to be like, and you're paying in cash. Okay, you're coming from a predominantly Muslim area or whatever, and I agree with people that would sit there and say that terrorists can come in all forms and fashion. The Oklahoma City bomber, he had an issue with basically America or its structure as like capitalism. That was his whole big thing. But what people are not recognizing, when you sit there and say, there are bad apples everywhere and all these other things, what you have to understand is that, okay, we can look throughout history and be like, okay, these are the bad people that have done bad things, but these people are in a stated war against us in this country. And they are out there. It's like we as Americans, we're being reactive instead of being proactive. In terms of being proactive, there are signs that we must sit there and look at. I live in the greater New York City area, and in all honesty, every single day I'm on the train and I'm looking at people. I'm looking at their mannerisms, be they black, white, or anything else. I'm looking at their mannerisms. I had an incident last month sometime where I felt uncomfortable because generally when you commute, you tend, especially if you do the same commute every day, you tend to, you know, be observant. You see people, the same people every day. It's kind of like a camaraderie in the commuting, you know, thing, for lack of a better word. And a gentleman kind of struck me as odd. He, like, it wasn't that cold at the time, and I think it was in November actually. It wasn't that cold. He had on, like, his clothes were kind of baggy. He didn't like he was like wearing cats going to work, but he didn't have a bag or anything, and he was just kind of looking around, looking uneasy, which gave me an uneasy feeling. What did I not do? I didn't go on that damn train. Excuse me. I waited for the next one. It, the idea of profiling, and I'm not sitting there saying that, okay, we should just start saying, okay, he looks like a Muslim, grab him. Or, you know, he looks like a black crazy Negro doing whatever. You know, I'm not saying all of that, but what I'm saying is do not totally discard it. You just, in this day and age where you have people that are in a stated war against the citizens of not only this country, where do we get the tipping point? Like, at some point there is going to be a tipping point. Even now, the whole conversation about having these machines at airports that will sit there and, you know, scan you or whatever. Now you have the ACLU and everybody coming out talking about some, oh, well, it's an invasion of privacy because now the thing is looking through my clothes. There's no amount of patting down that's going to sit there and find a bomb in somebody's crotch. In the same token, you know, I watched something on TV just tonight where they were just like, okay, well, they might use the machines, but you could elect not to go through the machine and just get patted down. And I watched the man pat the dude's leg to here. They're hiding bombs in crotches. Grab his dick. I'm sorry to be so vulgar, but grab his dick. If we're going to only rely on that and we're not going to sit here and say, hey, there's obvious signs that we need to start looking for. And one of those, at the end of the day, I'm sorry. It's absurd to me that people will not sit there and use all the tools at our exposure. And the problem is going to be, in order to be politically correct about this and to sit there and say, okay, well, he's Arab or something like that, or, you know, he's giving off Muslim, so let's not talk to him. But grandma with the shoes, with the old grandma purse and huddle and whatever, check her shoes. It's absurd to me. It's really absurd. Again, I think proponents of or people that are against the whole profiling issue are thinking about it in terms of, well, we can't just say that this one whole group of people are bad. No, I agree with you. We can't say that, but it should be a tool within our disposal because at the end of the day, these are the people that are attacking us. They are stating, not only on the internet, not only on certain like networks, like mostly Al Jazeera or whatever it is over there, they are stating that they're in a war with us. The difference is that we are not at war with them. I have a problem with that. And personally, I think what's going to end up happening is it's a tipping point. Something is going to happen to where Americans will sit there and be like, I'm tired of it. And it's either going to happen economically where something may happen and all of a sudden Americans just be like, fuck, we're not flying anymore. It's what they're trying to do is totally disrupt our society, and we cannot let it happen. So like that Maxwell song, or this Maxwell song said, well, the last one that just went off, you're welcome. Hey, you're welcome in this country, but if you're coming here to do us harm, we have to stop it. I'm your boy, Mr. Black Magic. That's all I got to say. Peace.